I am absolutely stoked. We have a back-to-school crime box. Hello, everybody. Basically, what this is my first foray into a mirrorless camera. Let's see if you guys can guess which model, which brand. We have been loyal to Canon for a very long time. And I decided that my wife needs to update and upgrade, and we need another camera for second shooting. So, any ideas yet? Any ideas? Any ideas? It is a Sony Alpha A7R2. Man, this box looks like it's been shipped back and forth for a long time. Got a couple other items in this package. I'll kind of do an unboxing of everything I had. Let's do the camera first, if that's what you came and clicked on this video for. So, what we have here is the A7R2. So this is Sony's current, I wouldn't say flagship, because the A9 is their current flagship. But as you can see, 35mm full frame. And it has a massive amount of pixels, megapixels. So you can see 42.4 megapixels. ISO range is up to 25,600, but that is expandable up to 120-something thousand. 399 AF points, very good. I think the 5D Mark III that we're using is somewhere in the neighborhood of 65 or so. It has a steady shot, which is inside the camera, which is different than the Canon lenses, which the Canon lenses have, you know, IS motors, and they have image stabilization built into the lenses, and this is built into the camera itself. So it's a 5-axis, like tilt, yaw, you know, all that kind of stuff, back, forth, sideways, and all that kind of stuff. So pretty cool, pretty cool. The main difference that you'll notice in a mirrorless camera is that it has what is called a true finder instead of a viewfinder. So because there is no mirror, which is the whole mirrorless bit, that's why it has that stuff. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. You got your standard, all your packaging material, your accessories box, your manuals, your warranties, all that good stuff, interchangeable lenses that fit with this camera, yada, yada, yada. Let's skip all of that. Go through here. Let's be careful with our items. I always like to save my boxes just in case. So what we have in the box is a nice, cute strap. I guess I wouldn't call it cute, but it's I wouldn't say it's the highest quality, but it feels nice. Got a little leather on the inside, like this Velcro-y type on the outside, or canvasy. We have a charger. So this is a wall plate charger with the flip-in option there, so you can pop it in for travel, etc. We have here what I believe to be a level. I'm not 100% sure, but we could explore that a little bit later as well, or it's some sort of thing that goes under the lens for mounting, I believe, or for mounting your camera. So I believe that's it for this side of the box. Let's see what else we got in here. I'm assuming just a power cord. And yep, so we've got ourselves a wall power cord unit. I believe this is probably more for like a mobile charging or using it from the wall. If you wanted to be plugged in to a battery pack, which is another thing I'll talk about a little bit later. I'll give an example of what to do. So, and the reason why you would want to do that, because these batteries are absolute garbage. So this I bought knowing going into this that these only last about 220 to 250 shots, which for weddings is going to be very terrible. But that's why I ordered in this box 2 more, and I have a mobile charger, which again I'll make another video for that, how to use it and all that. So I'll be able to take these around with me. All right, and finally, going for gold. I will tell you how this feels in a split second. So it's got some good weight to it, a little more than I expected, I guess, or maybe somewhere in that range. Let me set the camera down here so you guys can get a better view of what I'm looking at as well. So So basically, it's a nice little package, you know, to keep the dust out and all that kind of stuff. If they shipped it without a lens cover, I would probably be very upset, but good thing they have one. So the camera does feel nice. It's got this some sort of a coating. I don't know if you can tell exactly, but you see that speckle coating going on there. So we've got that going on for it. Nice little lens cover, so I'll give you a peek there. Let me change the light for you guys as well, since that's easier than changing the camera angle. So let's get a look-see at this. So again, you can see the lens right there for the lens cap, the lens mount, and you've got the nice big sensor just sitting right in there. So the one cool thing about this is that the sensor literally has like an anti-dusting shaking method of getting rid of dust, which is crazy. So it's anti-static coated. So if you left it like this and the dust was falling, it would literally be like two south poles of a magnet trying to touch, or two norths, and it would kind of try to repel it. But if it landed somewhere in the middle or whatever, it would shake it off afterwards, which is pretty crazy. I thought that was pretty innovative. And the reason I think it can shake it is due to that whole 5-axis you know, image stabilization. So it's got that little jitter that it can do. We've got a cute little on-off button over here. I gotta stop saying cute. It does look a little tactical, which is really cool. That's something I did appreciate. It has that kind of an old school look to it, slash, you know, slash kind of tactical new school vibe to it. So it feels good. My hands are big. My hands are kind of big, so it feels, you know, I would say it feels a little bit small, because I'd like somewhere for my left hand to grab, but that's all right. You know, we'll be holding it the right way. For what it does, I think understanding how much resolution it's got and all that other good stuff compared to a Canon kind of outweighs the thing. But a lot of people would prefer small anyway, because it's easier to travel with, carry around your neck and all that kind of stuff, which is a gripe that I have had as well. So it's kind of cool. You've got these little knobbies instead of the plastic clips like the Canon has, or plasticky looking. I know it's metal where the strap goes, but this, I like the way this looks. You've got your dedicated record button for video. There's your SD card slot. So I believe this was supposed to be a dual card slot, if I'm not mistaken, but I might just be mistaken. So I'll have to double check and confirm that maybe in another video, but we do see push in and out SDXC cards, SDHC cards, all those kind of stuff. They all fit in there. It's a nice little door. I can't see accidentally hitting that or anything. So, I mean, even with like a strong rubbing motion, it does not come apart. And then what we got going on in the back, if you look at the screen right here, it does pop out. You have a little bit of a swivel. And you could literally take upside down from the back, you know, and you'd be able to see what you're recording. So it comes out quite a bit, maybe not as much as some would hope, but it's got enough of a swivel where, you know, you could look at it at many different angles. And if you wanted to get an underneath shot, you could see what you're doing. If you wanted to, you know, do something else or from a different angle, you could do that as well. So you could kind of see what you're looking at. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any give in the yaw section, so I can see where this could potentially have an issue with breakage. So you would have to be very careful with the way it works. I mean, it feels sturdy. I'm not gonna, you know, discount that. It does feel sturdy, but I would say that you'd have to be very careful if you do take it out and, you know, try to mess with it too often. So as you can see, the distinguishing A7R2 is right about there on the back. And you've got it also in the front, right there. We'll let the camera focus real quick. So it's nice in this little orange, you know, bezel thing around the lens mount, which supposedly is supposed to be tungsten improved, better holding for the heavier new lenses, all that kind of stuff. So that's great. All right. Finally, let's get to the buttons. What we can see here. Again, I'm comparing coming from Canon. So what we have here is like very similar in operation. You don't have the joystick, which is a little drawback, I think. But based on the menus and the way this works, I think we will still see that this works quite all right. But again, it'll take a little getting used to. We'll see how it works, and we'll go from there. You have your dedicated play button, delete button, which I really like, because in the Canons, I think it was like a 2-step process to get it to delete for you. So that's good. That's good. That's great. And then it has multiple assign buttons, so you can assign different things to do. You have, anything that's like a C4, C3, C2, C1. You can assign all of those to do something for you that, you can do for yourself. So, all right, let's go ahead to the top. You can see you adjust your EV exposure up here. And if I'm wrong, again, people correct me. This is the first time looking at this camera, specifically here, hands-on. So you've got your EV adjustment for quick on-the-fly stuff, which is great. Again, if you accidentally bump this, it's got quite a bit of resistance. So I'm even giving it like a pretty good there. I mean, it takes quite a bit of force to accidentally change it. And then you've got your dedicated little programmable buttons. You've got your slider selector in the front and your on-off button. And last but not least, your mode settings. So I'm assuming, again, the 1 and 2 are your programmable modes that you could program for yourself. And my favorite mode, manual. And then the other ones for aperture priority, shutter priority, all that kind of good stuff. And some other people's favorites, auto. So if you bought this camera just thinking, hey, I'm just going to take great shots just because it's an expensive camera, currently retailing for something like $2,700, then you just stick it in auto and, go from there. So and then you've got your scene modes, your panoramic modes, and your movie filming modes. So let's go ahead and pop that on. Well, of course, let's stick the battery in first. Let's go to the bottom here. You've got your standard mounting, tripod mount, and then unlock, pops this open. So again, the first thing I noticed when I handled these batteries, they're very small compared to Canon. You think Sony would have updated these by now, but I believe these have been used on many other models, and they're just not cutting it. I feel like there's empty space in this thing, basically. So let's pop this in. I don't know how much of a charge it's got from the start. Okay, let's pop it in the correct way. That's kind of nice. So what you saw there, I started putting it in the incorrect way. There's a little clip here that holds your battery in so it doesn't just flop out on you. As soon as you press it, it pops right out. But you can see I didn't align these, and it doesn't stick. It'll fit, but it won't stick. So I find that really nice. You can't accidentally break anything. All right, pop that in, close this up. Unfortunately, it looks like you do have to manually lock it afterwards, so that could detract from usability. All right, let's go ahead and power this sucker on and take a gander at the menu here. So it looks like we got a completely dead battery, as I am not getting anything there. Let's try another one. Let's lock this up. Power it on. And that appears to be dead also. Alright, so we'll have to make a part 2 video exploring the menus and everything else.